This month, we're asking for your support for our premium programs via the Escapist Plus and YouTube memberships. Your support allows us to continue making the content we want instead of chasing algorithms with the latest trends. Plus, you get a bunch of perks like ad-free viewing via the Escapist Plus on our website, early access on YouTube via YouTube memberships, and bonus content like our monthly Ask the Creators video series where we answer your burning questions. We've also added 3 new perks to our $5 tier, including a 15% discount on merch via our Teespring shop, a new piece of bonus content called Escapist Highlights featuring the best moments from our streams each month, and a new members-only live stream, The State of the Escapist, where you get a quarterly update on how the site is doing from our editor-in-chief. New merch is also now available for Adventures, Nye, Zero Punctuation, and more. Thanks to our fans' continuing support, The Escapist is on track for our best year yet. Was that slow enough, Nick? I worry I've been doing too much weeb shit lately. It tends to draw a certain crowd. Hey, if you like sputtering one out to greasy cartoon tits that jiggle like semi-sentient party balloons, then more power to you. Just seems weird to get so evangelical about it. Anime fans are like vegans without the moral superiority or the... No, actually, about the same body odor. Oh, Yahtzee, if you liked East 9 so much, you should try Wonderful Party Balloon Romance Panic 4 as well. Oh god, you're all so fucking greasy. You're turning my front lawn into sauerkraut just by standing on it. Look, anime is like an ice cream parlor. It's a fun treat now and again, but if you go there every day, you'll end up fat and disgusting and being used as a cautionary example for the benefit of the small children with whom you share a hobby. And its variety of flavours and hair colours all kind of taste the same when buried under a pile of gummy bears and blatant fetishization. And when I go there, I usually stick to the low-fat yogurt option because it's only ever the exceptions that I seem to like. So don't go filling the comments with visual novel recommendations just because I'm doing a visual novel now. I only like the Ace Attorney games because of the ways they differ from most visual novels, in that there's actual gameplay that it's possible to lose, and puzzles you have to think about, and you're not just hammering the skip dialogue button with one hand and rubbing your little hairy chapstick with the other. And with that masterful setting of tone, we press on. Ace Attorney is a long-running series of wholesome courtroom adventures about finding just enough of a hole in the seemingly watertight prosecution to cram in the destructive dildo of defense and blow the case apart, but they've always had the same problem Like a Dragon Yakuza games had, in that you only really need to play one of them. Little details change, but the broad strokes are always the same. You're a wide-eyed young lawyer who's clumsy and innocent but with a good heart and faith in humanity, who spends a slightly untoward amount of time around underage girls, and you're up against a higher status prosecutor who's way overconfident for someone with no clearer idea of how legal systems actually work than anyone else in the plot, and the only strategy the developers have ever had for mixing up the formula is to swap out the main characters for new ones who are precisely the fucking same. Hence the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, an only recently officially translated prequel to Ace Attorney starring Phoenix Wright's Japanese ancestor at the dawn of the 20th century. Now, why would Phoenix Wright have a Japanese ancestor? Cough. Surely the Phoenix Wright games all take place in America. Cough, cough, droll look to camera. Ryanosuke Naruhodo, no, I will not attempt a Japanese accent, is a wide-eyed, clumsy, innocent, good-hearted law student who's forced to defend himself against a murder charge, and through a contrived series of events ends up travelling to Victorian London on a cultural exchange, befriending several underage girls and matching wits with a higher status prosecutor who's way overconfident for, etc. But lest you think this is just Ace Attorney with top hats and Cockney rhyming slang, they also put Sherlock Holmes in it. Fun fact, Sherlock Holmes meets my original character and they become best friends and solve mysteries together is arguably the world's oldest subgenre of fan fiction. I'm pretty sure Queen Victoria was writing her own version of that whenever she was demurely fingering herself in a Westminster tea room. And that's what this is, only with Dr. Watson replaced with another underage girl, but that's part of the fucking course, isn't it? Now, I do like Ace Attorney games, and I fucking hate Ace Attorney games, but I like them, but ooh how I hate them. I love how expressive they are in the character design and animation. I like it when you call out a simpering smug fuck with a face like the unbesmirched top on a new jar of peanut butter and mess it up with your butter knife of justice until they're hopping around banging their head on things like they just found a lioness creeping through their pubes. And with that, I also love the satisfaction of solving the puzzles. As I believe I've talked about before, my one major ask of a detective puzzle game is that it should make me feel clever. And there are plenty of moments in Ace Attorney that do that, when the accused thief is weirdly okay with our suggestion that we search his pockets for the missing diamond butt plug, and then I remember that he was caught pinching the bums of court officials 10 minutes ago, and that we actually need to be searching the bailiff's rectum. But as for why I also hate Ace Attorney games, ooh, I hate them! Part of it's the sameness. I want to say every fucking defendant in every game inexplicably hides information from you until you can crowbar it out of them mid-trial. Even when the main character's the defendant, actually. And afterwards the same conversation always ensues. I'm so sorry that I lied, protagonist. I expect you want to resign as my lawyer now and leave me to be falsely executed. No, client, I will not resign as your lawyer. Gwr? But why? Because it's a lawyer's job to have faith in their client, and I don't believe lying should carry the death penalty because I'm just that bloody great. Which brings me to the main reason why I hate Ace Attorney games. It's the same reason I hate most visual novels, that they never use 10 words when 90,000 billion will do. Getting to the point feels like pulling teeth, while you and your dental patient are riding different escalators. I believe we should search the bailiff's rectum. Were? But the bailiff didn't steal the diamond butt plug. Ha ha ha, my learned friend has clearly forgotten who is on trial here, smug smug. Smash hands on desk like a short-tempered DJ who's just seen a cockroach. Not at all. Huh? I submit that it is perfectly possible for the diamond butt plug to be in the bailiff's rectum without them being the one who stole it. Were? But how? Jesus Christ, if they just let me bend the fucker over the witness stand and yank his trousers down, we could all be at lunch by now. And this hurts the all-important making me feel clever factor, because I did feel clever 900 text boxes ago, but now the game's dropped so many obvious hints. A fucking sea lion with dropsy could have figured it out. Games like this need more than just a fast text option, which incidentally doesn't even make the text go by that much faster, but that's a different niggle entirely. It needs a fucking fast brain option that replaces half the dialogue with meaningful eyebrow wiggles. Still, I suppose it's all pacing. My favourite parts of these games are when you're nailing a lying witness to the wall and the cool music's playing and everyone's acting like they're getting slapped with wet trouts again and again, and we're speedily descending the slopes of Mount Justice on our truth toboggan, and that wouldn't be as satisfying without a long and arduous climb to the top of Mount Justice beforehand. And thinking about it, since detective games inherently lack replay value, it's not so bad for the games to be formulaic, as long as there are new mysteries to explore. Columbo's formulaic, and I love Columbo. That's what I want out of Ace Attorney. I want to feel like anime Columbo. But that'll never work because the raincoat would cover up his miniskirt.